Well, would you pour Coca-Cola on your kids' cereal instead of milk?
I've done that.
I bet you have. Great parenting skills from this one.
Oh, not for them, for me.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains a lot. According to Consumer Reports, though, if you feed them some of these cereals, you're doing just that. They are more than half sugar. So what are the best cereals out there for growing bodies?
And joining us now to tell us, the medical advisor to Consumer Reports, Dr. Orly Avitzur. Good to see you. All right, you've divided 9 cereals into 3 groups. Good, very good, and then fair. Let's start with the very good. Cheerios, Kix, and Life. Tell us about it.
Exactly. Well, we looked at 27 cereals that were marketed heavily to children on the Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon, and these are examples from the 3 categories. In the very good category, we have Cheerios, Kix, and Life, which are actually relatively low in sugar, but also have some fiber, which is good for you.
So the motto for Kix is kid tested, mother approved.
Yeah.
Indeed, that's true.
True.
Wow, a commercial that actually tells the truth. Okay, and by the way, these are all my favorites, especially the Cocoa Puffs. Yeah. All right, so the second group here, you've got Lucky Charms and Cocoa Puffs.
And Frosted Mini
Wheats, which, I mean, it's wheat. It's got to be good for you.
Actually, Frosted Mini Wheat came in number 4, so of the good category, it was the best, but it was relatively high in sugar. What was good about Frosted Mini Wheats is it was very high in fiber, so that was superb, but the balance of these were too high in sugar. They had a tiny bit of fiber.
Right. So Lucky the Leprechaun, the famous commercial was, "Who stole my Lucky Charms?" It has a lot of marshmallows in it, and it's high in sugar, right? So that just falls under the good category?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, I like to just use Lucky Charms as my snack when I'm hungry. I just dip in there and eat it dry, but that's probably not good either.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? Right?
Yeah. Well, all right, so then let's go to Corn Pops, because Corn Pops and Fruit Loops and Rice Krispies, and this is what I'm so astounded by, and I really mean this, because one of my recent diets, I've gone through every diet in the book, Rice Krispies and Corn Flakes, because they were low in sugar, so I thought, certainly this is low in sugar, this is good. You say no.
Right, the problem with all 3 of these is they have little or no fiber, so in that sense they're not good. And actually Rice Krispies, which you're right, was low in sugar, also is very high in sodium, so we also considered sodium, and this one's got 220 milligrams of sodium per serving.
Corn Puffs used to be called Sugar Pops, and I looked this up, and moms didn't want to buy it because it said sugar, so they changed it to Corn Pops, but it's still, you know, fairly high in sugar.
They've taken sugar out of the names in the last few years of a couple cereals, but in essence they still contain the same, relatively the same amount of sugar.
I remember a while back they were talking about changing the labels of a lot of these boxes because kids, and you probably know better than me because my dog doesn't really eat cereal, but when you go into the grocery store and you do grocery shopping, assuming you ever do that, the kids, you know, they look at the box and they want whatever looks coolest. So like Corn Pops, this is kind of boring, you know, you just see, but then Cocoa Puffs, I mean, seriously, a bird with chocolate pebbles, that sounds exciting.
Then, you know, Fruit Loops has Toucan the bird with a striped beak. I
mean, doesn't the advertising also go into what they have on the front of their boxes? And maybe should the lower in sugar, higher in fiber boxes maybe ramp up the front of their boxes to make them look a little more exciting? So in other words, Kix and Life cereal, those fronts of those boxes, if we could pan over, if I was a small child, a picture of 2 children embracing themselves and a spoonful of
with a strawberry.
That doesn't do it for me.
It's actually a great idea, but what we hope is that parents will take their children with them to the supermarket and read the labels and encourage them to get involved in the shopping process and make selections that are healthier. It doesn't mean we never want children to eat these cereals. They can be eaten once in a while. They're still fair, but to steer towards the very good category.
Because then you end up a garbage gut later in life. I mean, my mother was always
garbage
strict.
gut?
It's true, garbage gut. You get addicted to sugar too early and then all your life. So fruit juices are bad too.
Snap, crackle, pop. Dr. Avitzur, thank you so much for being with us.
All right, well, that is going to do it for us. I'll see you.